Hello, this is Lady B, and this is just a little mini-sode where I wanted to run through the 3 different techniques I know of to pre-stretch your silk cord before using it for beading. There may be more, but these are the ones I know. The very first one is, if your beads are heavy enough, you can pre-string the beads you will be using on your silk cord and then take it over to somewhere like a door, and you can either tie it onto the doorknob and say hang it from the doorknob. I like to go higher because my cord is longer than that. And you can tie it onto, I like to tie it onto a hanger, and then I use a clip to hold it in place so that it won't slip. And then I hang it up. Oh, sorry about that. And then I hang it up. And you just hang it up for 24 hours. I don't know if you can see that thread, it's very thin. You hang it up for 24 hours, and in 24 hours, the weight of your beads will have pulled and stretched that cord to where you want it. The second method does not work for your cords that have the built-in needles. But if you just are using the cord with a beading needle, a separate beading needle, this will work for you, and it's actually the one that works the best. And it takes a little less time. It doesn't take the full 24 hours. But you take your cord and you get it wet. I have a cup of water here. And we get it wet. Thoroughly wet, and then wring it out. Just squeeze any water out. And then you're going to tie a weight to one end. Now, I literally have a weight right here. I have a 3-pound weight. You can do this with anything that's heavy enough. I've seen it done with silverware. But you tie your wet thread with a nice, strong square knot, like that. Now this is really going to pull on it. Let's see if I can show you that close up. How much that weight pulls, how straight that's pulled that. And then once again, I'm going to tie this up, but this time I cannot use a clip. This is too heavy for a clip. So you tie a knot in the other end, and you loop it onto something that it will hold, and then very carefully hang it. And the silk can handle this. Any other thread would probably break, but the silk can handle this, and this will pull it really tight. And do this overnight, and by morning, when the thread is dry, it will be completely pulled taut. Like I said, this is the most effective, but you cannot use this method if you have one of the built-in needles, because you have to cut these knots off that you have created, both at the top and the bottom, in order to get it apart. Because of how tight it is, it will pull the knot so tight you're not getting it apart. You have to cut it. The third method is the one that works best with the needles. And this is an example of one with the built-in needle. Bring that close so you can see it. It's a 2-ply cord and a 2-ply wire that have both been wrapped around each themselves, with the loop on each one connecting here in the middle. And the way to stretch these is by hand. You, of course, undo the entire thing, and then you are just going to pull. You take a section, and you can go as wide as you want, and you just pull it until there is no give left. And you work your way up and down the thing, pulling until there's no give. Now I have previously stretched this one, so I'm not getting a lot. The only thing to remember about this is with these ones with the wire, this connector point where the wire loops and the thread loops is a weak point. So you do not want to put any extra strain on that. For that matter, you're not really going to be using the last 6 inches of this next to the wire. So just don't get any closer than that. Just make sure you don't put any stress on the very end itself and just pull everything else. And you just do it until there's no give left. And that's it. That's how you pre-stretch your silk thread for beading. 3 methods. Use whichever one works best for you. Thank you, and I will see you later.